Hello and welcome to Access Paranormal. My name's Jamie Williams. Joining me in the studio as usual is my good friend and co-host Jonathan Sullivan.
Hello, Jamie.
Right, Jonathan. Well, we've had a good week, haven't we? Really?
We have.
We've fitted in a few interviews.
We have.
Which are coming up in future shows.
Yeah.
Which are going to be really good.
Really good ones.
But tonight we've got
the Ghost Bros.
And do you know the names before I look at the list?
Ray
Bolas.
And brother.
Yeah, it's his brother. Darren,
that's it.
That was me, wasn't it? Yeah, we've got the Ghost Bros. And they're called Ray Bolas, Darren Bolas, and, as he called himself, his adopted brother,
That's
Tony
Allan.
Spot on. We got there in the end, didn't we? And you know what? I thoroughly enjoyed them being in the studio. In fact, I've enjoyed them all.
I know, I haven't. That's just they're just so nice, aren't they? All the groups that have been coming, and
we've had quite a few groups in now, and but next week it's our first year's anniversary, or first anniversary of the Access Paranormal Radio Show.
Yeah.
And we're going to be looking back on a few things and talking about the funny side as well, the funny things that we've done.
Well, there's a few of them.
Yeah, and we've got James Anthony in. He's going to come in because he was, there before you.
Yeah,
he I had a proper proper co-host then, didn't I? But I can't believe almost a year.
I know.
It's
just flown.
Yeah. And I was looking back at some of the posters I've done.
Yeah.
And next week's is my 52nd poster. I'll do them. I was bringing James Anthony back next week for a reason. I wasn't going to tell you the reason, but now. I was looking at all. I mean, I've done 52 posters every single week. I've done a poster.
I know, yeah. You have.
And they've changed every one of them.
I know.
I've got some favourite ones of them and that.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
Yeah, there's some where you think, that's great, and there's some of them where you think, I could have done better.
I like the Halloween one.
Yeah, that's your favourite, isn't it?
Yeah, it's my one.
I can't even think what my favourite one is. I think the one with Sean Kenner on Show 13 was a good one.
Yeah, with Sean on.
That's how sad I am when I even know what show it was.
Saying nothing.
The Dark Territory one with me, you, Marie, and the team on there.
Yeah.
Dark Territory team on it.
They were brilliant, weren't they?
Yeah.
Really nice.
Yeah. And then there's the one with David Traynor on it.
Of course.
So I like all them. Bad Ben.
No, that was a good one, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got to send him that. I've got to send him that poster.
Yeah, he said he'd sign.
Yeah.
He said we sent him a couple.
He'll sign them for me.
He'd sign, send it back, didn't he?
And I spoke to him about a week or two ago. And
he's going to
come on again. But it's one we're going to record it as him as Bad Ben.
Yes.
So we can't really put that out on air, but it will be on.
It'll go on YouTube.
It'll go on YouTube and that. It'll come under a certain area because obviously he's going to be swearing on that one. So we can't put that out on the radio.
I'm sure we could fit it. It can definitely go on YouTube.
Yeah.
And it might fit into some social media somewhere.
Yeah. We might do it as a part 1 and part 2 on YouTube.
He's got a new movie coming out as well soon.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah.
So it might be
all be done. I think it was wasn't he was trying to sort a few things out, wasn't he, with the production team?
That's right, yeah.
Deciding where it was going to go out to.
Yeah.
And where it could go first. I know it goes on Amazon.
Yeah.
But I think he had something else lined up as well.
To
go.
I can't remember the name of it now.
Yeah.
It's the one that's connected to it. I think it's connected. Or is it connected to Amazon? He did tell us, but come on.
Yeah, I think it has to go on there first, and then it can go on Amazon.
We'll get him to.
Yeah.
We'll get him to.
We'll sort all.
Do you know what we might do? I might ask Nigel. Will he do the first hour as Nigel,
and then
the second hour
as Bad Ben?
As Bad Ben.
That'd be.
Then we can put them on. We can put part of it on the radio. And the other part, and both parts on YouTube, because what we're doing with YouTube is we're changing the format where we're going to be putting just the interviews up, not the full radio show, because it's 2 hours. What we're going to be doing is we're going to do the 2-hour radio show for the radio, obviously, and then we're going to split it into sections and go, let's just put the interview up. So if you've got Bad Ben on, there'll just be the full interview with Bad Ben. There'll be a full interview with... That's it. Yeah, so that's the way it's going to be.
It's easier listening, doesn't it?
It is, and it'll be entertaining.
Yeah.
It'll be fun.
Yeah.
A different format. So we'll have the radio separate from the YouTube.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the other thing we've been looking at and we're experimenting with, Jonathan, is
which is the 360.
The 360 camera.
So we can do some lives in the studio.
Yeah.
And then maybe do a little invest on Facebook Live.
Yeah. Facebook, we're working on the Facebook, aren't we? And what we want to do is we want to give like an interaction where if we're going to do the live with the 360 so people can scroll the picture.
Yeah, so you'll be able to move the picture around, and you'll probably see things that we can't. You'll be able to have a look behind us, to the side of us. We might be looking different directions, so you
up,
can always
down, all around.
So you can look at different places that we're looking at.
Yeah, and we're going to put it in the studio, so you'll be able to see what we're doing in the studio.
Yeah.
And if you complain, we'll move it out.
Yeah.
So we're just looking at the different things all the way through, aren't we? And
that's it.
Letting you to try and interact with us. I know the show's pre-recorded, but you will know when we go live. It will be live while we're pre-recording, and that sounds a bit daft. So you can ask us questions, and we'll put it on the show.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm more than happy to do that.
Yeah.
If you've got a ghost story, you can tell us that.
Yeah.
So it's a good one coming up, isn't it? We've got a lot. We've got a lot of ideas to sit down and go through and plan.
Yeah.
And they'll start integrating into the show as we go along. So it's great fun. I'm really looking forward to it.
Very good. Looking forward
We've got other ideas.
Another year.
Mm-hmm.
We've got to look forward to.
Yeah.
Different formats and if you want to get in touch, if you want to send us a story or you want to give us your details, we can get you on the phone. We can get you in.
Mm-hmm.
You can come and tell your story, experiences, whatever, and you can email us at info.accessparanormal@gmail.com. Or, as usual, you can get us on Instagram or on Facebook, Access Paranormal Radio Podcast.
You can also call us, because we do have a phone number now.
Yeah.
And it's 07828 201056. That's 07828 201056. And we'd love to hear your stories. You can catch us on Messenger as well if you want. Just as we're going past, just as we're talking to you, sorry, we do have a paranormal group in the building, and they're just going past now. So you might hear people talking and that. So it's going to happen. You will hear them, and in a few minutes' time, also, Jonathan, we're going to be letting people listen to our show, our mini invest we did in this room.
Wow. Which
was really surreal.
Very, very strange. And a first. Because you were actually being affected.
Which I didn't know about.
No, you didn't realise.
No.
And I'm sitting there. And you were actually like dozing off. No,
yeah.
I mean, anyone that knows you, being on any sort of invest or anything, you've never done that.
Never. No.
But you just weren't aware.
No. I mean, I wasn't aware. I mean, I thought I was doing, I was doing the show properly. I was doing the investigation properly. And it's when you said to me, Jamie, you did not look right. You didn't, and I was thinking, well, I felt all right. I was all right like that. Yeah. But when you listen to the investigation,
you lay.
Yeah, I mean, I listened back to it, and I was surprised at how I sounded, and I just didn't feel right at all.
Yeah. It's just like out of it.
Yeah.
And then I think it was when we started to use the Ouija boards as well.
Mm.
And I think it's drained your energy.
Mm.
Really do. And at one point you did actually lean back away from it, and you were fine again.
Yeah.
And then I think we used it again.
I went forward, didn't I? And we wanted to see if the Ouija board would work on its own.
Yeah.
And again, you said I was affected badly, and I said to you, didn't I? Don't feel.
Yeah. So
I don't exactly remember what I said. I remember talking to you and saying something.
It's like you just weren't there.
Yeah. It was just I mean, I listened to it.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, I sound like I'm falling asleep on the show, and I wasn't.
I know, it's weird. It's so strange.
Yeah.
So we ended up putting the board away. Another couple of minutes, and I was just like that, right, let's just call it, let's just stop here now. And you actually had to go and have a sit down on a comfy chair.
Yeah. I've never done that.
You had about half an hour.
Mm-hmm. Was I?
Yeah.
And I've never ever done that, have I? I've never got up.
Never.
I mean, I'm dead enthusiastic about doing the show and everything. I'm always like, let's do this,
Yeah.
And I didn't feel right at all, did I?
Strange. Very strange. Never seen that before. Definitely,
and that'll be coming up.
You.
Yeah, that'll be coming up in a couple of minutes' time. So you'll realise. To be honest, when I listened back on it and I was listening to myself, it was like I was on drugs.
It was, you know.
And I'm against all drugs. I'm totally against it.
It's like you were like drowsy.
Mm.
You know, I know some tablets can make you really drowsy,
and
that's like the type of effect that it was.
Yeah,
so strange.
But the funny thing is afterwards, you know, we finished the recording and everything else. I had me rest.
Yeah.
And you even went outside, didn't you? You said, I'm just going to go and have a break. I couldn't even come with you.
With the there was a group in that night, so I just went out. They were on a bit of a break, and then they asked us to go down into the cellar with them for a little bit, to a last call out with them. So I'd gone down to speak to them and that, and they were like, "Is Jamie coming now? Is Jamie ready?"
I was done.
I was like, I said, just having a bit of a rest upstairs. Well, I came up and you were awake, and then we went down and done that.
Because I wasn't exactly with it, was I? I was just like, I've got no energy. No. I'm exhausted.
Yeah.
But I came into the building really lively.
I know, as usual.
Before we actually done the mini invest, I was enjoying myself, having a laugh.
Yeah.
But as soon as we started that mini invest, you said I turned.
No,
I changed. Or just before we were doing it.
Yeah, just changed.
I just changed completely.
Yeah.
So it is this room. It's although it's our studio and everything else, it's still part of the haunted building.
It is.
And we've had so many things, and I think that's the strangest invest I've ever done, where it's affected me that bad. Yeah,
it wasn't so much activity that we got; it's how it affected you.
Mm-hmm. And you were quite concerned, weren't you? Whereas I thought I was talking to you. I thought I was the normal me.
It's like you were just dropping in and out.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't happy with that.
After I sat down there, you told me to move away from the desk and sit down.
Yeah.
And, you know, I did. I sat there and I thought, I'm not doing nothing.
Yeah.
And then when you came back up and said, we're going on for an invest now, I was just myself.
Yeah.
Let's go down.
Yeah, you're fine.
Let me just get the task cam.
Yeah.
We'll record this, we'll do this, we'll do that. I just felt myself again, didn't I? I was back to normal. So I really can't explain that.
Can't explain that at all.
Because, I mean, it's coming on in a minute. And when I heard it, and I mean, I was surprised at how it sounded. We've not cut it. We've not done anything with it. We're going to put it out here. It's going to come on in a minute.
Yeah.
I'm fine. I'm 100% fine.
Yeah.
We're back here now. We're pre-recording this show.
Yeah. That's right.
So, you know. But anyway, what we'll do, Jonathan, we've talked about it. We've explained to everybody what it was like. And what we're going to do now is we're going to play the mini invest we did in the studio here at Access Paranormal. And this is what happened. So what we're going to do now, Jonathan, is me and you in our studio is going to do a mini invest while we're here.
Yeah.
Because, as you know, loads of things have happened in here. So we've got the cat balls out.
Yeah.
All the lights are out.
It's dark.
Too dark. And we're going to do a bit of a call out, aren't we? We know that Dave and I forgot his name already. Dave and
Brian,
that's it. Dave and Brian are on the other end of the building, and his cousin, so they're not going to disturb us. So, should I give it a call out?
Why not?
You ready?
Yeah.
Okay, we're now in our little bit of a studio, and I'm going to just say if there's anybody here with us, or anybody who can hear us or see us, if you want to come forward, come and talk to us. Don't be afraid. No need to be afraid of us at all. If you want to knock on the window, if you want to move something, push something, please do so. If any of the listeners out there hear anything, just let us know, because we might not hear it, but you might. So I'm going to ask again, if there's anybody here with us now, if you can open the door, move something, make the lights flash. You know the ball over there, if I'm pointing to it, if you can make that flash on and off, that would be fantastic.
Come on, you know who we are. You've been in this room before. If you want to make contact with us.
The funny thing is, John, we've got headphones on as well.
I know.
Sometimes we've heard the voices come through the headphones, so that could be interesting.
It could be. You never know, do you?
No. Kind of eerie with the lights off.
I know. It's very quiet, isn't it? So still.
Are you able to talk to us? Can you say your name? Copy me?
It's gone very cold.
I feel alright at the moment.
I'm cold here.
Oh yeah?
The breeze on my legs.
And just so the listeners know, the door is shut.
And it's quite warm really, isn't it, tonight?
Not too bad at all. Come on in, make the lights flash. Got the Ouija board here, Jonathan, if you want to try that.
Give it a go.
Yeah, you keep calling up and I'll get the Ouija board out. See what happens. You keep calling.
Right, if there's any spirits in this part of the building, you've been in this room before.
Oh, yeah.
So we've got the little ball just on the side, and if you go and touch that ball, it'll light up. Just let us know that you're here. We've also got, as you can hear, we've got a REM pod. So if you go near the REM pod, it'll make a noise and it'll light up. Won't do you any harm.
Sorry, that's me just putting the Ouija board down.
It's only so we know where you are.
The keyboard.
So we're just getting the Ouija board ready.
Never done this live, have we?
Never done this in here before. So we'll have a little go. We'll see what happens.
Okay.
Okay.
If there's anybody here with us now, if you can use our energies, move this little piece of wood around where your name is, or the letter. If you can do that for us, that would be brilliant.
Come on, use the energies in the room. Is there any spirits in this room with us now?
Push the board. If you hear anything in the background, it's just the group who are here.
Come on.
Can you push this? Can you do this? Can you move that like that? Come on, can you do that for us, please? Use our energies, we don't mind.
Well, is there any male spirits in the room with us now? We could move it to yes or to no.
Moves okay, doesn't it?
Yeah, it moves fine, doesn't it?
Can we ask you again, if you're here with us now, if you can move this board, or move this on across the board to any of the letters, give us your name or initial, or if you're here, move it to yes.
Or if you can tell us your name. You've done that before.
Come on, use our energies. If there's anybody else in the room, or anyone who's listening now, if you'd like to come forward, come and talk to us. Make the light flash. Come into the room. We don't mind you being in the room with us. Are you watching us from the sides? If you are, come forward. You've got me, I'm Jamie, and you've got Jonathan. Come on, use the energies. Can hear music. Weird. I'm going to ask again, if you're here with us now, push this piece of wood, this little piece of wood, anywhere on the board, just to let us know you're here, if that's okay with you. Sorry, I'm yawning there, Jonathan. I'm just going to let it go and see if anything happens without us on it. I'm going to ask again if there's anybody here with us now. Anyone who can hear us or see us. We'd like to invite you to come forward and come and talk to us. If you want to, tell us your name. Can you make a sound?
And we ask with kindness.
Can you move the piece of wood to either yes or no? You got yes here. You've got no there. All you have to do is move it like this. Or like that. One of them, or around the board. The way I'm doing it, if you can do that, that would be fantastic. I'll leave it there for you. Feel free to use your energies. What would happen if that moved now?
Well, I've got the advantage this time.
Yeah, right next to the door.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're lucky thing.
Could just see you scrambling over the table.
There wouldn't be a table. Come on, come and show us you're here. We really don't mind you coming in this room and talking to us. Can you let yourself be known? Do you want to talk to me or Jonathan?
Come on, if there's anyone down on the main deck and you can hear us and you're interested in what we're doing, who've been watching what we're doing, come up and say hello. If you don't like what we're doing, then come up and just let us know.
It's very calm, isn't it, at the moment?
Very, very calm.
Usually this room's full of activity.
It is.
The voices you can hear in the background is the team. So I'm going to ask you again. Use our energies. Don't be afraid. Can you make the ball flash? Come on, do something. Make us know you're here.
Well, I'll show you where the ball is and I'll show you what it does. It won't do you any harm.
Yeah, if you can make the ball move, we'd be really impressed. If you can see the ball,
so there's the ball,
and that's what it does. It goes black, all different colours. Can you do that for us?
So I've just rolled that ball just towards the door.
All of a sudden it's gone like really tired in here.
You're draining our energies.
Well, I was alright before. I was dead energetic and everything, and now I'm starting to feel really tired. It's like I could just fall asleep right now.
Come on, can you do something in a different way? If you're taking that energy, can you use it? Can you use it to move something in the room? Or make a sound?
Have you ever got that tiredness over you where your eyes are starting to water with that much tiredness? That's what I feel like now.
Come on, we've got two trigger objects for you. We've got a little ball that'll light up if you touch it. Well, there's a REM pod on the table, and if you go near that, then that'll light up and make a noise. Won't do you any harm. Come on. We just want to communicate with you. That's all we want to do.
There's a spare mic here. If you can see this mic, if you turn that mic around, John.
Yeah.
So it's like behind you, but over there. Just check it's on.
Just testing the mic.
Yep, that's on.
Yeah.
If you face it towards that chair over there.
I'll just turn that round there.
Yeah. Point it right across, pull it right away across, so it's like, that's it. So if anything does come in, the child or anything, then you can talk to it, can't you? Now what we've done is, because you've probably seen us sitting around the table with the microphones, if you want to, and you can do, talk into the other microphone and we'll be able to hear you.
We know there's people in the building that have done this before on numerous occasions. We've also lit the ball up. I know we keep asking, but we know it's been done before. So if you're using the energies in this room, can you use them to do something? What can you do?
very strange because I'm starting to feel really, really tired.
I can see ya.
And my eyes are closing and everything.
I know.
I was dead lively before.
You're fine.
Yeah. And I've moved back a little bit. And I feel a bit more awake now. I was leaning over the Ouija.
Oh, yeah.
I was literally leaning over the Ouija. I've leaned back now. And I feel
You're
okay.
fine. Was that you? Were you doing that? Were you draining Jamie's energy?
What I'll do is I feel really wide awake now. I'm going to drink while I'm talking to you.
Yeah. Come on, can you talk into that microphone?
Sorry about that. Needed a drink. And I'm going to bring forward again. Let's see, because I literally feel wide awake again now. That's a weird experience I was, Jonathan, because I was
strange, that, wasn't it?
I was my eyes were going as if I wanted to go to sleep.
It's like it was just zapping your energy away.
Yeah. But I feel great now. That I can't explain.
No.
Even for the listeners. That's never happened before to me, and I'm not just saying it because it's radio, and I'm not just saying it because we're doing an invest.
I've never seen you like that.
I'm being honest, that tired me out then. I was falling asleep properly. And I feel fine again now. What we'll do, because like we're not using this, I'm going to move it off the table.
Yeah.
Otherwise we'll never finish the show because I'll be asleep.
You'll wake up in the morning sitting there on your own.
No, I don't think so. That'd be my worst nightmare, that. So I'm going to ask again, if there's anybody here with us now, anyone who can hear us, make yourself known. Come and talk to us. You've got Jonathan, you've got myself, Jamie. We've been here a long time, never done any harm to you. All we want to do is let either come forward, move the ball, move anything, push something. There's an item here with a little aerial on it, or a stick, whatever you want to call it. If you touch it like that, it'll go off. If there's anything on the table you want to move, feel free to move it. There are people in the background. That's the group who are here tonight.
Yeah. Can you tap on the table like this? Can you do anything like that for us? We ask you with respect.
Jump then. When you hear the come on, do something. Open the door. Push someone. Him. Jonathan.
Yeah, come and tap me. Oh man, you want to come and tap me on the shoulder or tap me on the leg? I don't mind.
Come on, shows you here, please. Make a sound. It seems very calm and very relaxed.
It is, isn't it?
Apart from the tiredness I had before. I just feel as if it's like we're just doing a show, really. We're doing a mini invest in the middle of the show, which is what we said we'd do anyway, didn't we?
Yeah, we've been saying that we're going to do it. Now we've finally done it. And it's quite quiet.
Yeah, can you copy me?
Come on, use some of the trigger objects that we've got lying around.
Yeah.
Or just move something.
Can you move that? All I've done is put a piece of paper on the table and see if they'll move it. Can you move that?
Come on, come forward. Come forward and communicate with us.
Come on, show us you're here, please. Can you copy me? I think the people who were here have gone down in the cellar.
I think they have, haven't they?
Yeah.
Come on.
Here comes the tiredness again.
Come on, do something else. Can you move my chair? Can you tap one of us? Come on. Can you tap on the window? You've done that before now. And we're asking you to do all these things. But it's only what's happened in the past. Strange, wasn't it? It just seems to be draining the energy.
I'm just totally drained.
Come on, stop affecting Jamie like that.
It's going to get to the point where we'll be finishing this invest and just having at least 20 minutes just resting.
I know.
Set the alarm and then come back on and do the rest of it. I literally am totally drained.
I can see your eyes closing.
Yeah, just keep going. That's not like me. I'm usually quite lively. I'm usually the one what's going and you know, I'm just like feeling utterly drained. Personally, what I think we should do now is thank you. That was a good one, wasn't it? I think what we should do now is finish the investigation because it's quiet, it's calm.
Yeah.
Apart from me being drained.
I know, which is unusual.
I'm having half an hour's rest.
Yeah.
Both of us, because like it's just like going. If that is you who's making me drained, can you take yourself off me, please?
Come on, stop affecting Jamie like that.
Yeah. Right, what I'm going to do in a minute, I'm going to stop this investigation and we're going to have a bit of a break, get some fresh air, and then we're going to carry on with the show. Because in this show we've got we've got GhostBroUK coming on.
Yeah.
Which are real nice to talk to them. And they've got a good setup as well, you know, the two brothers.
Yeah. Really nice. Really good.
Yeah. But you'll find that out anyway when you listen to the interview.
Yeah.
It is really good, isn't it?
It is.
Jonathan, I'm absolutely feeling absolutely drained, as if all my energy's gone.
Okay, well, see what we'll do. We'll wrap it up there.
Yeah.
I'll just say thank you.
And for any listeners, I do apologise for the feeling so drained. I've not felt like this in this room I've never been like this.
Never? I've never seen you like that in all the years I've known you.
God, no.
Even on an invest or anything.
And it started when we got that Ouija board out.
Yeah.
So what we'll do, Jonathan, we'll stop the interview now. Okay, so that was our little invest in the studio. Jamie, you can see why now. I was a little bit concerned, and you've heard what it actually sounded like. I do, and to be honest with you, I sound not like I'm not well.
I know it's The only way I can explain it is it's like you were there, but you weren't.
That's not unusual for me, is it? But no, I
was getting concerned.
Yeah, because, I mean, to me, and I'll be honest with you, I mean, there was a little bit of a conversation at the end about what happened and that. But to me, when I was doing the mini invest and we put the Ouija board up, I felt fine. In myself, I was like doing an invitation, doing an investigation and talking and everything else. I didn't realise that I was slipping into like a bit of a
I don't know what you
dozy kind of thing, asleep, doziness, and I'm just.
I know that's normal to be dozy and like, no. No, I know what you mean. It was strange, but it was like you were. It literally is like you were there, but you weren't, because you were still sort of. You were starting to like slur your words, and your eyes were closing, and then you were sort of like moving the mouse, but you weren't, and it was like, I'm like, what's going on here? Yeah,
and that definitely 100% is not me. I'm as lively as anything. I mean, I'm looking at things, if we've got people in, I'm taking notes, and I'm aware of what's going on the screen. I'm watching the screen. I'm moving, like you said, I'm moving the mouse.
I know,
and I'm concentrating on everything. And I honestly thought I was doing that.
No, you weren't even doing none of it.
And it was only when we decided to move. I said to you, didn't I? We'll move
take that away. Yeah,
we'll take. And I was only thinking about taking it away because I think I said something about. I feel like I'm something's happening to me, and I don't.
It was when you were sort of leaning over it, and then you sort of lean back a bit, and you sort of went all right for a minute.
Yeah, I like I'm doing now. I leaned back and I was like that. But as soon as I come forward and started going right next to the Ouija board,
you started going again.
Yeah, and as you know, this room is it's a bit eerie anyway, isn't it?
It is. The whole building is.
Well, yeah, the whole building is. But I mean, I still think back to that night. I was interviewing Sean McKenna. I know I've talked to about it many a time before, but it did affect me that night, thinking, my God,
I know
what I had that night was it's the most I've ever had in a paranormal investigation. What happened that night, and that was in this room.
I know,
and we've had numerous times we've had the voices coming through the speakers.
Well, it's funny you should say that, because I know this show's pre-recorded, so we're doing it tonight. The interview you're going to hear soon was done a couple of weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
So we recorded the first part of the show, and we had a group in. We had a group in tonight.
Yeah.
Now, halfway or towards the end of the first part of the show that we'd done, we had some of them came up and done an invest.
Yeah. When he introduced the show and he introduced you,
yeah,
it's about 6 or 7 minutes. No, it was less than that. It was about 4 or 5 minutes in, wasn't it? We had that noise, and then the three people, Chrissy, Andy, and I can't think of the name. Greg, was it Gregory or whatever his name was?
Might have been, yeah.
Could have been. There was just three of them, and he went into the room next to the studio.
Yeah, they was on a little invest in there, so we
it was 10. That was about 10 minutes into the show.
Yeah, so when they came up, we stopped, didn't we? But then obviously because they were doing a little invest, we don't record, but we just listened back to it over the headphones. We've got a voice on it. Now I said, is that not when they came up? Did one of them not say hello?
We checked back.
And it was another couple of minutes further on when they came up, because you said, the group's up here now, so you might hear a little bit of noise.
Now, I'm going to tell you something now, Jonathan. While we're talking now, suddenly this room has just gone darker.
Right.
It was light before. You see where I can put my arm and it does that. I know that happens because I can see it.
I'm already freaked out.
Yeah, I know, because of the bell what went off.
Because we were sitting there, and we just the group's gone now.
They went about 20 minutes ago. Half an hour ago.
So we came up, just setting up to record this bit. We were sitting there, and the bell went twice.
Yeah.
But it wasn't the one on the main deck.
It's the cellar.
The only other bell is in the cellar.
And there was a distant bell, and it sounded like it was down there.
And it wouldn't be the church, because at the minute it says about 6 minutes to 4 in the morning. So it's definitely not the church bell behind us.
For you, I think it'll be about nearly 9 o'clock, something like that.
Yeah.
But we're recording this, and it's 6 minutes to 4 in the morning.
Yeah. So I'm a little bit freaked out at the moment.
I'm just going to say to you then, the atmosphere's changed now. We're not just saying that. It's not because we're doing the show.
No.
This show, we put it out every week. We don't have any issues. We're quite happy to do it here.
Yeah.
We were going to stay and do a second show. Like we said, we are pre-recording these, so sometimes we record 2 shows in one night.
Sometimes we do, yeah.
We were going to do that. We've decided not to. We just want to get this show done.
Yeah.
And we want to get out the building just for this night.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. I don't know why the atmosphere's changed all of a sudden.
I don't know. It's...
I'm waiting for something to happen now, and that sounds really strange.
I know.
And again, we're in this room.
Yeah.
And
again, we heard a bell.
And I'm not calling out tonight. I wanted to call out in the room, but I've decided not to. What have you just seen?
You never moved then, did you?
No, I've done that.
No, well, then I've just seen a shadow on that wall.
Seriously.
Just
for the listeners, we usually are very, very logical, but tonight it's very, very. It feels close. You feel as if there's something around.
Yeah, it's a.
I don't know what you mean.
Should we hear something then?
Like clicking?
No.
With having headphones on, it's difficult to.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah. We started off all right in this. We were just talking about what happened with the...
I know.
And just for the listeners to finish off about what happened with me is I did not know anything about it. It was only when... It was only like... I think I started to realise something wasn't right. And I sat back and I said, I'm going to have to sit back.
Yeah.
I suggested, let's put the Ouija board away. We put the Ouija board away.
Yeah.
And... I was fine. I had me rest. I was absolutely fine. I was back to the way I was. We had a great laugh and everything else.
Yeah.
It came to my head now, Jonathan, that we're going to have to get someone to cleanse that Ouija board.
It's quite possible.
Or the Ouija boards, because there's 3 Ouija boards in this room with us.
There is, yeah.
So we might have to get Shell Louise down and get her to clean them. We'll ask her when she's next down and get them done, because we're in this room. I've got my ears like burning my left ear. It's not because I've got headphones on.
And I mean, we've got the lights on in
there. And this part of the in between our investigation and the Ghost Bros, what's coming up in a minute. We were talking quite casually about what happened.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, it's gone. I mean, I've seen the room go slightly darker. We've had the 2 bells go off. The bell go off twice, sorry.
Yeah. You've had the voice on the first part of
the voice on the first part. And it's like...
It's building, isn't it?
Yeah. But we won't be here when it's built.
No.
It's as simple as that.
Yeah. As much as we're investigators.
As much as we love this building, we love this room.
Yeah, not when there's only 2 of us.
Yeah. And that is why I've got a co-host.
Yeah.
It's a must. Anyway, let's try and upbeat anyway, and let's ignore what's going on around us.
Yeah.
Because what's coming up now is the interview with the Ghost Bros we did.
Yeah.
And all I can say is Ray Bolas, Darren Bolas, and Tony Allan were brilliant on the night. We had a great chat with them. Yeah. Absolutely brilliant. And can't wait to meet up with them again, because they were fantastic. And this is the interview we did with them. I really hope you all enjoy it as much as we did. So joining us in the studio now, we've got GhostBroUK.UK, sorry, from Shropshire. We've got Ray Bolas.
Pleased to meet you.
Darren Bolas, his brother.
Hello.
And Tony Allan.
The adopted brother.
The adopted brother. So you've all been here in Mill Street tonight, and you've been kind enough after your investigations to come up and do the interview with us. So Ray, it's your group, or is it yours and Darren's?
It's all.
We're just
we're just one team.
Right. And how did the Ghost Bros .UK come about?
Well, I think we just sort of had a vision, really. We've been ghost hunting for many years. And I think we just took the realm and decided back on 2020 in 2019 we started, but 2020 we sort of launched the GhostBroUK, and since then it's just been a phenomenal. Even though with COVID and with what's happened with the lockdown, I mean, we've just had, it's just given us time to study, to go through everything that we've been going through for events that we've had planned out for this year, it's just been a phenomenal sort of. It's just been a whirlwind actually for the last 12 months.
Well, we both trained as parapsychologists.
We did, yeah. We did that back in 2019. And we've just been, like I said, studying really. We've been hitting stuff in mediumship just to basically get a better understanding for it, really, because everything that we do, I mean, it's our passion, it's our dream, it's our hobby, and like I say, everything that we do is for the basically to get the evidence that we prove that something's out there.
And what's good is what you just said. Then you've studied and everything. COVID's not bothered you in that way.
No.
You've managed to just carry on, and the positivity. Then, well, what I heard from you then, Darren, was great, because some groups have gone by the way because of it and everything else, and you have boosted yourselves, really.
Yeah, I think we just took the opportunity to sort of see what courses were out there, because I don't think paranormal investigators, they always think they're the best, or they always think that they are true to their word and everything that they do, but there's always something to learn, there's always something to take away, there's something to absorb, there's something to digest. And I think with everything that we do and everything that we have done, I mean, I even studied COVID in regards to paranormal nights, and the protection of people, which was certificated as well. So it's just a case of really just making sure that everybody was safe as when we started back up again. We've been fortunate to come here tonight, and we've just, it's been a phenomenal evening for us. It's been great. And
we've got Tony on the other side here, and Tony, have you been with the group since day one, or?
When was I joined? It wasn't far off.
It wasn't far off day one.
I would say, I was probably say within the month, really.
Yeah. They dragged me along, and so I'm the unqualified one, and I'm just sitting there trying to tag along and look at their genius at work. But it's all good fun.
We do our best, and it's like we say, we believe everybody's got the ability to sense and feel something.
Yeah,
they just don't know how to use it.
It's like anything, isn't it? You've got to learn it as you go along, and even now, when you're saying then, Ray, you've been doing it for years and you're still learning things, and I think we never stop learning.
There's different methods, there's different ways of approach, there's everything. You're constantly learning. There's equipment out there that you can buy to help you, but you're still learning. It's a learning curve.
Every day.
If you think you know everything, then you're probably wrong.
You don't.
Some of the guests that we've had in the past, they've all said that they felt some kind of, or they've sensed something, and we've sort of said, okay, well then let's run with that and let's see what we can pick up on. And because, as Ray said, people have got this empathic way within them. Everybody's got some kind of sense. It's just then how they embrace it and how they use it to take that forward, really.
Something we learned as parapsychologists is everybody has got the ability as what they class as the third eye.
Yeah.
Babies, children, that third eye is open and they're more susceptible. That's why you'll see a baby, or you'll see it, and they'll be looking at something, or they'll be giggling at something, or something's there. It's because as adults you switch it off.
too many worries for us adults.
You switch it off.
Yeah.
And as mediums, you've got to learn to switch it back on. And that's where the training comes in. This is where...
and that is hard.
It is very hard to do. Don't get me wrong. Some people are born with the ability to switch it back on, and some people have to work at it.
I think sometimes you get drawn into it from your own observations, because when I was young, I used to see things and I used to just think, oh, is it I'm tired, or is it? But then the more that I was actually saying what I was seeing and then running with what I was seeing. And I'm not saying that I'm a medium in any way, shape, or form, but I am able to connect into the spirit world and and pick up on a few things, and a lot of it's been quite accurate. A lot of it, you still take away and you learn. But I think from when I was young, I think it was my calling then to basically take that what I saw and just take it forward, and I think that's what made me drive. My passion and it's a hobby. I mean, we all work a full time. We all run businesses, and we all, at the end of the day, do this in a non-profitable way. We just do it because we enjoy doing it.
We enjoy doing it, and we want to share our experiences with other people.
And that's good, and it becomes an addiction. You've got to admit.
It's true.
I said this to somebody else.
It really does become an addiction. During COVID, when we couldn't get out and you couldn't go anywhere, you
got itchy feet. You get itchy feet. I mean, we were obviously under restrictions, but we utilised our time. In a way of an educational point of view. Reading. I mean, Tony, you and your history aspect of it. We all
trying to learn different things.
So you're the historian.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Just about sort of thing. I don't like labels, but just look.
We all bring different traits. Like you with the history, me with the tech, Darren with.
You see, I like to go into places not knowing anything, and Tony knows that, so he doesn't tell me anything. And then I'd walk into a building, and I like to be able to feel, sense, and hear, and have that ability to be able to connect to the spirit world. And I've been doing that since we've started up Ghost Bros, and also working with really, really, really good spiritualists. We've got a fantastic medium that we work closely with.
Unfortunately, he couldn't be here tonight because he's a prison officer.
Oh,
so
right.
He was on the night shift.
Well, I'm going to come to a story you told us a little bit later on, Ray. Before we'll carry on what we were saying then. Now you've got a nice team. I met your team earlier on. I haven't met all the team because obviously one's a prison officer and he wasn't here. But the ones I have met were really nice. And it's nice because you've got all that knowledge. You've got the knowledge of being a parapsychologist. You've got your knowledge, and that's what makes the team, isn't it? Whereas you merge them all together, and you're helping each other as well.
Yeah, we basically sort of had this journey. We then put the jigsaw puzzle together. It's now complete, and now we're just going to enjoy it.
Yeah.
That's the brilliant part about it.
Yeah.
And I was talking to you before you started the investigation. I'll go on to the investigation now.
Okay.
And you've been here all night. Well, I'm not going to say all night. I mean, to be honest with you, we haven't even heard you. We've been wondering where you are around the building because I've never known a group to be so quiet. I don't know why, but
I think we just use different kinds of methods. You see, I mean, lots of places do lots of shouting, calling out, and things, and we did do that. But then we also listened to our the team, people that we had here tonight, and we were sort of sitting there thinking, right, okay, what would you like to take away from tonight, and what would you like to bring? Because I think everybody comes into something having a sense of taking away something. So let's just listen to them. Let's listen to what they want to say and do, and that's what we did. So sorry if we were too quiet, but
no,
we just did exactly what we planned really, and we've had a phenomenal night. We really have.
Oh, we were like, where are they? Because we can't hear them. They're down in the cellar or upstairs.
We ended up telling the spirits our stories.
Really?
Instead of asking the spirit their story to tell us, we told them stories about ourselves, and we had more response.
One of the gentlemen that we had with us tonight, he said they're listening and we're being heard, and it made perfect sense really from the start, because we listened to you as you were giving us our tour and you know what was going on around the building, and although you were respectful for the fact that we said don't tell us too much, you had a story, you had a tale to tell in every single section.
Thanks.
And what we felt is that that's what they're doing to you. They listen to you, and so what we did is we sat round in our little circle and we told our stories and told our journeys basically through our life paths, and it was coming through quite sensibly through the Estes method that we were doing, because we had somebody set up in another room and they were saying holiday, and so they wanted to hear the holiday aspect of this person's life journey. So when we went into that, and then it was another person's story. So that's what we felt anyway.
And coming through was the spirits were going, and this is what they were saying. Coming
so
through
tell me more.
But the person on the spirit box was in a totally different room to everybody telling the stories.
Do you know what? Apologies for the cough.
No, you're okay.
I'm going to take that on board, because it's not something I've thought about. Is we try and listen to them and we want them to talk about themselves.
Yeah.
We don't think about they might be interested in us.
No. Well,
And it's funny because we were talking earlier on and we were saying, when you're having a conversation between yourselves, that's when
you hear
things happen.
Raps, taps, and
prime example was just down here in the drill hall.
Mm-hmm.
In that doorway.
In the doorway, just down there, we had two catwalks set off, and they were going off quite randomly.
Quite a lot, wasn't it?
Quite a lot.
Yeah.
And
Was
then,
it where I suggested put them?
Yes.
Yeah.
we put them down there, and they were going off quite a lot. And there was, in quite succession, there was two. Probably
kind of
2 meters apart.
Going off so much.
Yeah.
Is there something wrong with the catwalk?
As soon this is while we were talking to ourselves, and then as soon as you actually demanded them to do it, boom, gone.
So if you demand them, it's like, don't tell me what to do.
That's exactly it. So we went back and we were talking amongst ourselves, and
then
they went off again.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, "Hang on, I am still here, but I don't like to be shouted at."
Yeah.
You know, so I think we took that on board, and then we just.
It's like you know, Tony made a good comment before, because I'm sure it was you, Tony, that said they're not a circus act.
No.
You know, they don't want to be asked to, you know, to call out and you know, rap tap and give names and, you know, knock however many times that people do. These individuals that are here, they're not for that. They're actually here. They've got a purpose of being here, and they're more ears than they are, you know, as a circus act.
And you're right there, Dan, about the tapping and that. We're always asking, and I'm guilty as everybody else of doing it, saying, can you knock? Can you do this? Can you do this? Because that's the way we're channeled of doing things.
That's exactly how we started.
If you think about it, if I said to use every single week, do us a favour, knock on that door twice.
You'd get bored.
Again.
You would get bored.
Take the door off eventually.
Yeah.
So like I said, we did start with that. We did start with, you know, calling out and you know, knock twice for, you know, if you're present or whatever, and then we completely changed our path and we completely changed our vision of how we were going to investigate
some locations, don't get me wrong, when they're new and not many people have been in there, you might start with that method because nobody's done it. When you've got a location as great as this and lots of people have done it, they've all come in and they're all doing, as you say, they're all doing the same method. Knock, whistle, that sort of thing.
It's
no matter
funny,
what you're saying,
well, it's not like off TV, isn't it? Right? You know, everyone does it.
It is.
Yeah. And I think it's become a pattern. And you're right. Now we started asking if you can do something.
Yeah.
Instead of saying, can you do this, do this, do this, and do this, which you still do it now and then. We say now, if there's anything you can do to make contact with us, feel free to do it, you know. So you're giving them saying, well, I don't want to knock and I don't want to, but what I will do is I'll do this for you.
Then you'll step back and you'll sit and you'll wait for that response instead of hounding them all the time. Because all that's all going to do is it's going to push them into the shadows and they're not going to talk to you. You're going to have a rubbish night.
So I've got to ask, what things have happened tonight? I know you've had the cat balls going off, and what other things have happened?
So we had the S-test method going on and downstairs, didn't we?
That was very, very good.
Was that with the girl? Sorry, I don't know the names.
Yeah, well, Danielle, she was put in the back room.
Yeah,
she offered, she wanted to go and sit
Brave
in there,
woman.
So she went and sat in there.
Mm-hmm.
We were in the centre room, the room where, yeah, in the middle,
mm-hmm.
and then we were
calling
out
in the boiler room.
Temperature fluctuations was a lot.
Yeah.
Cold drafts.
And you've got to say the cellar. There's no drafts down there because it's solid down there.
Well, there was plenty of drafts, I would say, because I kept feeling them. The gentleman that was sat next to me, John, he kept feeling them as well, specifically around the head, and also as well. It was like a draft around the legs too, and there was a mention about an animal,
cat,
dogs,
yes,
and cats.
I can tell you now, can't I? Because I didn't want to give it away earlier on.
Yeah, no.
There is a dog and a cat spirit in here. The cat,
okay, the cat come through.
Yeah.
After it sounds. So, I think
I had
something. They said, "Did you hear a meow?"
I've got to ask.
Yeah.
When you called out for the cat, did you say knock twice and it went meow?
Meow, meow,
yeah. Meow. Sorry.
Well,
But you felt you felt as if you had cobwebs around your legs.
Oh yeah.
But
I mean, I'm
in the
sure.
cellar.
Yeah.
All night.
As if it was falling. But cats, they tend to
brush between your legs.
Yeah. So I was wondering if that was the connection when it come through.
Yeah, there is a cat, and I'm sure you know about the dog anyway. Right. The three-legged dog, Bruce. Yeah.
We didn't get much from.
All I remember is the cat, and I remember seeing a cat. I was on the Estes method, and I was blindfolded. You're blindfolded, and I actually saw a cat, but I saw a cat as if it was on a.
You did, didn't you?
Yeah.
Saw it, yeah.
And I just remember saying I see a cat, and then I think halfway through a conversation. That was I could hear in my head because it felt like two people were talking. I actually said chickens, I think.
You said chickens, yeah.
And then, but I do remember seeing that cat. I do remember, but I don't recall anything to do with the dog.
Yeah, there's a dog and a cat, and there's an actual picture of the dog and cat outside the building.
Oh right.
There's an actual picture of them both lying down on the floor. I've got the picture on my phone. And the cat, it's very rare you hear of anyone picking up the cat in here, but there is a ghost cat.
But the cat comes through more than the dog.
So that's good.
See, that's given a bit of validation really over what, because it was just quite random. Because I know before I jumped on Estes, I know people were talking about the dog. But then, like I said, as soon as I went in with the blindfold and the conversation I was hearing, I just physically saw this cat.
I don't think we'd even asked anything either at that point, had we? You just said,
and I just come out. I remember
I
could see a cat.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so strange. But that's.
I gave you this information beforehand to say just when you go in the cellar, look at the floor, watch the floor in the main. Did anything happen down there at all in that area?
To be fair, we put 2 REM pods down there, but nothing triggered them off.
No.
The temperature fluctuated, but obviously we're in a cold environment anyway, so that dropped. But the actual, within regards to the floor, nothing at all.
A few pictures, so something might show up. Yeah.
And so nothing came up on the pictures.
I haven't looked yet.
Fair enough.
I'll have a look back and obviously be in touch if we get anything.
We've got pictures.
Because the reason why I suggested you watch the floor or whatever everything else, usually a shadow appears.
Okay.
And what happens is the shadow is like a dark shadow, and it comes towards you or it moves away. I remember when I was saying be careful because there's a wiggle and it looks that the spider's legs make it. It's creepy really because the spiders are like an inch long.
But they look massive
because they're on the light and they're moving around the light. You make these big, massive, long shadows, and it looks really creepy. It looks like tentacles.
I'm sure somebody did say something about a shadow at some point more down there.
Yeah.
But that's when that was when we were in the side room.
You get a lot of shadows down there, Tony, and it's weird when it happens. I mean, it's been quite regular because obviously we've been closed down. No groups have been in for almost 12 months, which is a shame. But I mean, we've been lucky because we do this show from here. We've been here all the time, and we've done loads of mini investigations, for the show. We've had the shadows so clearly. Some of the activities we've had has been phenomenal, and because if you think about it, for the whole year nobody's been in. They don't understand why nobody's been in. I'm sure they don't, because they're living in their realm. And we've had some good stuff, haven't we? Yeah. So it's been great. Sorry,
it's almost so untouched then, isn't it? Because nobody else has been here.
Yeah.
They haven't been disturbed. So they're almost wanting to talk to you because they've had nobody here to interact with.
If there was some people being here all the time.
Well, that's it, isn't it, Jonathan? Well, I ended up. Jonathan became. I mean, poor Lee works, so he doesn't have time as much as us. Well, I work as well, but I mean, not the hours you work. And then I said to Jonathan, "You're coming in and doing some shows with me," didn't I? So, do you want to come and do some shows? What it was I was in here on my own doing an interview with someone. The desk was facing the other way at this time. It was on the side angle, and I was looking that way. And I was interviewing a lad, and everything. What happened? What I didn't want to happen is the door opened. Something came. I felt something coming into the room. I had knocking. I had voices. I'm on my own in Mill Street Barracks till 3 o'clock in the morning. And halfway through the interview, I said to Sean, "We're going to have to stop, Sean. I'll interview you from home because I've got the same setup at home." And he said, no, you're an investigator, you stay. Yeah, you're at home. So I did. So I think if we'd have had lots of groups in at that time, I don't think would that, as much as happened that night, would have happened. I think it would have been a lot quieter. So hence Jonathan became my co-host. But anyway, going back to yourselves, you said you only started in 2019 as GhostBroUK.UK.
Yeah.
Before you tell me off.
It's so important to get the .UK in.
Before that, did you go with other groups? Were you involved with other groups, or did you have, were you part of a paranormal group at that time?
We had been. I mean, I've been doing investigations, and Ray's been tagging along with me. And then we were fortunate enough to join a particular group, which we stayed with for about 6 months. Mm-hmm. And then we just sort of departed, and we went our separate ways. And that's what gave us more of a drive, really, to say, do you know what, we can do this. Yeah. We put a plan together.
Simply because the group that we joined, we sort of did everything for them and stuff, and it was like, well, hang on a minute, let's do it for ourselves.
Yeah.
And then
so we sort of just wrote a plan, really. Said about the plan. we knew which direction we wanted to take our business in. We knew what avenues we needed to, and what boxes we need to tick. And then we just drove with it, really. We were fortunate enough to have a website built, but I think it was built, but then it wasn't activated at a point of where we needed it to be. And it could have just been because of COVID, it just wasn't. People had been isolated, and then it just didn't become active. So we've actually had a brand new website built. It's actually live. It's been live for the last week. We've got our own YouTube channel now, which we're going to be adding everything for any clips or any films that we've got.
And
so we're going to be adding that.
Past events and everything like that as well.
And they called GhostBros.
So the YouTube is GhostBros.uk. Our website is www.ghostbros.uk. And obviously on Facebook we're GhostBros.uk. With our symbol and emblem, it's just been our ghost symbol, as you see from our Ghost Bros logo. And like I said, we just have this passion and drive, and I think what it is as well, by going out with other groups and with the group that we were with before, we took we were fortunate enough to take quite a lot away in regards to knowledge and skill, and it helped us develop running events. It's just helped us develop and move forward.
And that's the good thing, isn't it? When you start your own group, it's a good idea to go on investigations with other groups and see how they work. I mean,
and it's quite iconic, really, because there's so much difference. I mean, when you've been with one group before, and then you learn their ways, and then you're doing it yourself, and then you go with, because we've had lots and lots and lots of teams get in contact with us to join them, to partake in their events, and
we've got quite a good para unity or para
community, yes. And it's grown quite big for us, considering when you think we were locked down for 18 months. With everything that we'd achieved beforehand and everything that we've achieved since, it's just growing from strength to strength, really. And it's like, although we're getting to that stage now where we can do a lot more events and a lot more planning, a lot more getting out there, really. Our diary seems to be full because we're just being contacted. We're even being contacted for private houses, not in a sense of cleansing. It's just basically people saying, "Oh my gosh, I've got a ghost in my house.
Come and have a look.
Come and find out who it is."
That'll be fun having tennies in there.
The TV's levitating over my head. What do I do? And we're stood there. We're like, right, okay, well, we can't come now, but we will get to you eventually. And your diary starts filling up, and Ray manages the diary really well.
That's before we've even tried to book our own events.
That's right. Yeah.
People are asking us.
Still catching up from the council bills from last year.
We've probably got a good half a dozen that contacted us last year that still need to be looked at.
Do you all have your own individual parts as the group? Where Ray does the bookings and the organising. You've got the photographer. Do you all have your own little?
Deal with it all together.
I think it's more of a. We sort of we've got our own sort of group chat. On Facebook, so we're all linked into it. So anything that happens goes onto there, so everybody knows what's going on.
And then in regards to organising of an event in a night, people know where they need to be at such and such a time, and how we bring that forward. I mean, a lot of the admin stuff is I take that on board because I'm so organised in regards to. I was going to use the word anal then, but I'm so organised in the way of everything has to be meticulous. Everything has to be quite meticulous in how it. Even our signing in forms, they can't be on paper. They have to be signed in on card because I just don't like the floppiness of the paper. So it's just silly things like that where you have to be perfect.
We let him do that.
Whatever makes you happy. As long as it works, that's all that matters.
It works for me. It keeps my OCD in order.
And I try to keep all the tech aspect, all the equipment up to scratch, and there's a few bits that we bought that we've been let down on from different suppliers, and it's been a nightmare. And then equipment fails, and then you're stuck.
And then somebody comes along and plays football with one.
Accidents happen.
That's what we've got insurance for. And Tony, what do you do? One's the admin, one's the tech.
Like I said, I just do like to do a bit of research on the areas and sort of find out what was there before, if that's going to have any kind of once again, not knowing anything about a location, find out the history of the area, find out if there's anything else other than what's standing there now that could affect the night. And once again, then research what other people have done. And they say the joy for me is that I sit here and watch these guys at work, and I just go, that's been done before.
That's right, because you said you watch YouTube and watch stuff on there, don't you?
That's it.
You watched one of the most embarrassing ones I was in. So I'm not going to name it or not on that, but I can't bear to watch that one anymore.
I think for Tony as well, you do quite a bit of the after bit as well, don't you, on the Facebook page? Like Tony will go through his footage and he'll get it uploaded.
Right. Watch the camera. We've got the camera rolling most of tonight, so over the next few days I'll be watching all the little segments and stuff. And we had the camera rolling during the break and everything when we went off. So there's all that to go through. Just there's so many things that I miss on the night. And then I sort of go back and I was like, oh my god, I got a picture of that now.
Even with the recordings and everything like that, you're still going back to EVPs, you're going through them, because
I can link them into the car and listen to them while I'm driving, and all that kind of stuff. So.
That's the thing.
If a voice comes through and you're driving along, I don't know whether I'd be
because we all work full time as well. It's it's like now, we need to get some kip, and then we've got either a job to go to or whatever. So it could take us a day or 3 maybe just to process and get the information uploaded, and it's okay for these big paranormal groups that can do it the following day or within 3 hours of leaving a premises. That's fine for them because they've got people in places. But and we are fortunate enough as well. We've got Jo, who's our admin. And she's wonderful. She is. She does quite a bit of she's cracking. She does quite a lot of our Facebook, social media, and she knows where to put it as well when it comes to advertising and marketing. Although it's never for profit. It's all about getting it out there so people can see where we're going. And one thing that we wanted to do as a team was to investigate places of which have not been widely spoken about really, and we wanted to try different, even if it means driving 2-3 hours to a destination. We didn't mind that because we wanted to give people, and then obviously we've got a group of following, so then that gets the word out, and then it speaks volumes then for the location.
It's amazing, isn't it, how big the paranormal world is.
It's phenomenal
for groups and for the public as well. It's incredible. And although we've had that 18-month break, which we couldn't do anything with, as soon as you open up again, the back. It's like it's like you've got to come back. Now I was going to talk to Ray, because Ray was talking to me, and we were talking about different locations you've been to. And one of them was Shrewsbury Prison.
The Darna Shrewsbury Prison.
You've got to tell the story about when you were in there and you saw the hand.
Well, me and Darren, myself and Darren, we can both tell the story, because what it was we'd gone with another paranormal group. But we were fortunate to be in what they class as A wing, but there was only me and Darren in there, and we were 3 floors up.
We were on the 3rd floor.
We were on the third floor landing. And Darren was probably,
I would say, I was a good 10 foot in front of Ray, and I'd walked off because Ray likes to do his taking of his pictures as I'm trying to see if I can get a door to slam, and I'd gone off, and all of a sudden I heard this almighty crash bang wallop, and Ray basically hanging over the railing saying, "I've just been pushed." But prior to that, when he was taking his pictures, you really have got a phenomenal picture, which we will show you.
It will be on our website,
and it will be on our website. We're going to get it uploaded on there.
If I can get the original moving picture, that's even better. Years ago, because prisons have anti-riot steps. Every step,
I found that interesting when you were telling us that.
Every step is a different height, depth, width. Basically, it's to stop when the prison riots, and it's to stop the prisoners actually running down the stairs. It trips them up.
Such a clever idea.
Very. Anyway, prison wardens, when they used to do their rounds at night, used to carry what they classed as a little red torch, which they'd shine at the ground, at the feet, when they were walking down the steps, basically to see where they were going. Anything bright, it would have shone under the doors of the cells and woke all the prisoners. So the red light was much calming. Anyway, going back, looking through one of my pictures, I showed you, didn't I? And I says, next to me, next to where I've been punched, on the stairs, probably 3 or 4 steps up, was a hand. Was a hand through the railings. If you can imagine railings coming down the stairs, through the one railing, you can clearly see an arm, a hand. And anyway, I played the move, and it actually walks down the stairs and then walks off around the corner. And I thought, I showed it you, didn't I?
It's been one of the one of the best pieces of footages that we got as evidence in regards to what we've captured. But yeah, it was done by an iPhone, because iPhone do things in stages. And he showed me, and at the point I was like there, and I looked and I thought, well, I'm in this picture up there. There was only us two on this thingy. Then who the hell's that?
Yeah.
And you literally see this hand, and because he's got the motion thing, you haven't got the iPhone anymore, because it was the latest version. You have still got it.
I've still got it.
But it's a motion thing, and you can actually see it, and you actually just see this hand and this torch move.
But it moves in such a way as if somebody's walking down the steps.
Yeah.
Oh, I'd love to see that.
Yeah. I've also got another piece of footage as well, because it was something that I captured, and I'm really, really proud of what I captured. But I was in a workhouse in a disco area of this workhouse, and although I was with a different team when I captured this footage,
It's our footage.
It's our footage.
No domestics.
We took it. We took it.
And literally, it's you actually see like a foot, a leg, and it's moving away. Yeah. It comes away from like a window, and it steps out into the room, but it actually travels around the room, and I've got the whole footage captured to a point where, even though I'm shining this camera, this apparition of this leg moving, you see it dodge, like as if to say, oh, I'm not going to get in this camera, and you can see it sort of dodging out the way. And we obviously picked up that it was a gentleman, and I think we got the name Simon for this chap as well. I can't quite recall now, but it's a truly piece of evidence that we've got. But like I said, it was whilst we were with another team, another group, so they can use it to their heart's content. But I'm proud that I captured that footage.
Why not be? That's
and it's something that I'd like to take forward as well, and keep, and I've always got that, and it's good memories. It's good memories.
What an incredible story that is, though. Going to, I want to come to Shrewsbury Prison. Now I keep referring back to when you first came. We were chatting and that, and we've talked about this before. Ray, Tony, and Darren is mixing groups. As you know, locations are very expensive now.
Yeah,
not all of them. A lot of them are, though. And it's understandably so. They've been in COVID, and now they want to recoup some money and get the place sorted. And getting groups, and I like the idea of a para community where groups can say, well, we're going to Shrewsbury Prison, it's costing this much.
Yeah.
You could have one side of it, we could have the other. You can change around everything. You've done it, you've been there several times.
Yeah.
It's a big enough building to do that, you say. You can without contamination.
Yeah,
you can have
exactly.
a group in many different wings, and they won't interact at all.
No, so I'm definitely up for that, and I think it's a great idea. And we've tried to push this on the radio, saying, look, join together. Let's be a community,
absolutely,
and not a commodity. Because what, and you've probably found it the same. There's a lot of groups, and I'm not going to say who or what. That get jealous of other groups, and we don't need that within the we all want to work together, and don't get jealous of other groups. Let's work together. Let's do the key
focus at the end of it all is we're all out there to get evidence. We're all out there to capture something phenomenal.
Share it.
But there's power traps. There's people out there that just want to be the best. They want to get out there. But at the end of the day, we're all in it to do the same.
We all do the same job, and we're all out there to get the same end result.
Yeah.
So it was a nice breath of fresh air when you turned around and said, "Yeah, we like sharing," but we
do.
We need to get that out more.
I mean, we've got an event at Halloween. We've got one coming up. We've got 30 East Drive coming up next month at the end of October. We've got these are what I call big events.
We've actually got a new one called the Corn Exchange in Leeds as well.
Yeah, we've got that as well. We've got a pub to do as well. Anyway, we're digressing. But at the end of Halloween, the end of October, and we've been fortunate. I mean, what happened was we were in talks with another group, and we basically said that, look, we've managed to book this. You're struggling to get somewhere for Halloween. You're welcome. Come and join us, and we'll just get as many people as we can. Obviously, this was prior to COVID hitting, sadly, but we'll say we'll get as many people as we can, and we'll just do it as an event. And we've grown really good friendships with this other team, another group. Good, we're constantly in conversations and chats with each other, and it just gets bigger and wider. I mean, it's not as if they're from Shropshire like we are. They're from a completely different county, but we've made that connection, and we want to keep that friendship and that paranormal relationship going. It works really well for everybody.
Yeah, you've got another group now who's interested in
we've got you now.
Well, no, that's fine. You're more than welcome.
And the good thing is sorry, you have to talk. Well,
yeah, I mean,
just got to start water break, guys. Don't worry about it.
Sorry,
just have a quick water break. Don't worry.
All I've done tonight is talk, because as listeners know, we pre-record these shows, and while you're on the investigation, we've done a few hours now, haven't we? So my throat's starting to dry up a bit.
Oh, you drink your water. But we have, as groups, we do like to connect with as many people as we possibly can. And like you say, it turns into then a huge WhatsApp group, and then you get people talking about their passion of what they're interested in, and then that gets you intrigued, and then that gets you wondering, and then it opens up another door for something else that we think, well, actually, and like you say, when it comes to events, because they're so, I think some venues might take advantage, and I think more so when shows have been on the television, it's like, okay, can
mentioning no names, Darren. Castle in
GhostBroUK Castle. We've done GhostBroUK Castle. We've done that.
I've done that years ago.
We did it the year.
I'd love to do it.
You try and get it now.
Well, it's been on the it was on I'm a Celebrity.
That's the word. I'm a Celebrity. I was going to say we did it the year that it went on I'm a Celeb. So
the year that we did it, the main staircase the main marble staircase was boarded off. You couldn't get down there. And the security guard kindly took me down, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. He took you down as I went off in a different direction. But like you say, it was completely shut off. And I believe at that point then, I think I'm a Celebrity got their hands on the place. Yeah. And so it was all up. It was all being done up really for the purposes of the show.
It was already in the making.
We had quite a lot of access, but it was a lot of outdoor access. And when the weather's as cold as it can be in the Welsh with the Welsh weather
in Wales,
with the just being by the sea there, it can affect your nights and listening and concentrating. So I think as a whole, we've done GhostBroUK Castle, and now trying to get it now, it's a no-go access area.
Well, the good thing is though, it's being renovated, and that's the nice part.
That's good for the castle. It's had a lot of money injected into it.
I remember when I was a kid.
A lot of money.
Yeah, I remember when I was a kid when it was in full flow.
Yeah.
About 20 years ago when I was a kid. But no, I remember it. I remember it being used. I remember the building the way it was, and we went must be 10, 12 maybe more years ago. We'd done a full investigation there everywhere, and we went down them flights of stairs.
Yep.
And you could still see the pattern on it, and it was so sad to see the way it was.
I mean, the story goes, I think Tinkers come in and they rip the marble up and stuff. Yeah. And
people don't need to be discouraged about trying to book it. Eventually, you will get in.
Yeah.
If it's not this year or the year after, it might be 2023. There's going to be an opening for somewhere. I mean, we've been quite fortunate this year to be able to access 30 East Drive. Which is a place that we thought we'll never access, we'll never get into.
Yeah,
but you basically, it's really popular. It's quite expensive, but you sit there and say, well, do you know what? It's your bucket list. You tick it off. You say you've done it.
Enjoy it,
and you just enjoy it. And we've just, like I say, we were looking at going in 2022. That's next year. And a vacancy has come available. A cancellation has come up this year, and they just literally said,
they put us on the cancellation list.
Yeah, GhostBroUK, it's yours. So it was like perfect.
The group dropped out, and
And we've done it. Yes, we've done it with a with our team, and we've got
SGH,
we've got SGH from Liz's Simply Ghost Hunts. Very good friends
Simply
of ours.
Ghost Hunts.
Yeah.
So who did you say it was?
That's Liz.
Simply Ghost Hunts from
the lady
Liz.
you met tonight, Liz.
Yeah.
She's Simply Ghost Hunt, SGH. On her top.
Because there's also Simply Ghost Nights as well.
There is, nothing to do with
nothing to do with them. No, Simply Ghost Hunts are completely completely in a league of their own. You know, I can't fault them. So they've so we've got it with them. So we're quite excited about that.
Wow.
And like you say, it's just, you know, if places can be quite expensive, but you know, shared, half mouthed, half shared.
Well,
that's what it's about.
This is the way of doing when they're so expensive, and you know, people put the prices up. It's a way of doing the event and sharing with your para community. Yeah. You know, and doing the event and keeping costs down.
Exactly,
and it's a non-profitable
because we're not we're non-profit. We don't take anything out of it.
Same as us, yeah.
We literally we pay for it out of our pocket, really. You know, and that's how we've always got to plan it, really.
And the good thing is as well is you make new friends.
Yeah,
and that's what you know.
Since we've done it, we've made no end of absolutely brilliant friends. Like yourselves. You know,
I'll pay you later for that one, Ray.
No, it's been a pleasure. It's been a grand hour.
Yeah.
You know, when you can come and you can talk and you can discuss what you actually your passion, what you love doing, and you can just gel.
Well, we're all in the same boat, aren't we? We're all looking for the same thing, and we're all enjoying it.
Yeah.
And there's no harm in sharing your knowledge. I mean, I've picked up some knowledge from you just by doing this interview.
Yeah.
Which I'll take on board of what you've said. It's actually gone into my head, and there's plenty of space for it to be in there. But it'll stay there. It'll probably bounce around for a little bit, but it'll settle in the end. But I better let you go, aren't I? Are you travelling back to Shropshire tonight?
Yeah, we're going back tonight. It'll take us about an hour and a half to get back.
Yeah, I've got a long run home as well.
I know, you just ran
2 minutes.
Back down the corner.
2 minutes walk.
By the time you get to the bottom of the road. Oh, here we go.
There is.
Oh my God! I talk too much. That's what it is.
Well, I just want to say thank you anyway, Jamie, for the opportunity.
It's been,
you know, this place is a credit to you. It really is.
Thank you, and it's been our pleasure to have you here.
We'll be back, so.
Oh, I hope so. Yeah, and it's been our pleasure. And do you know what? I'm looking forward to going having a nose at your Facebook page and your pictures and God knows what else.
Yeah, please do. It's still a work in progress. It's live, but it's still a huge work in progress.
Well, before I do let you go, how can people get in touch with you? I know you've got GhostBroUK. I'll get there in the end. I think
today we're in a society in a day and age of where people like social media, and I think the best thing that people can do if they've got any questions, anything they want to ask, whether it's to Tony, myself, or Ray, absolutely anything, just drop us a message on our Facebook page, which is GhostBroUK. We're always, to be fair, we're always quite active on it, even though we all work full time, but we do run our own businesses. We respond quite quickly.
We try to.
We try to quite quickly, depending on what we're doing. Otherwise than that, like I said, the website launched just over a week ago. You can drop us an email. There is actually a little drop us a message which will bob up on our phones in a little Dropbox. That's www.GhostBroUK. And our contact numbers are on there as well.
And the investigations, your forthcoming investigations.
Yeah, they're on the website. They're on the website. Yeah. We advertise them through Facebook, and then we obviously we promote the pages.
This year with COVID, we've only got officially we've got one of our own that we're actually hosting.
Yeah, which is
hosting with
Simply Ghost Hunts. Yeah, which is the end of October.
It's purely and simply because of COVID and. People are reluctant to buy tickets to come out. They're still nervous. They're still nervous. So it's you might as well write this year off and do it and enjoy what we've got left.
Well, the thing is, after the 19th, we should be okay. There's going to be a lot of people still nervous, but at least we're getting back into it. At least the likes of yourselves have been here tonight and had a great night.
It's been a long time coming now.
And I must admit, I really do like your team. They were very.
Thank
when
you.
I walked in the room, I felt welcome. You know, when I came in to see you.
Appreciate
And
that.
Yeah,
This
thank
is what
you.
we aim to do. We're not here to push. We're not.
We mirror it as well. What we get as well. You know, we felt very welcome when we came in.
Well, that was it. Yeah.
No, we always try. I mean, it's your night. I mean, you know, you want to make you feel welcome. I love doing a tour. I love taking people around the building and sharing my information. But I always ask beforehand, do you want me to tell you about the ghost, or do you just want me to give you a little bit of information about each room? Yeah, and that's what I do. You know, I try. You know,
you're very respectful that way.
Yeah. But I've got to say, Ray, Darren, and Tony, without even looking at my sheet, thank you all for coming up and making time after the investigation to come here, because I know you've got a long journey home, and I hope it's a safe and quick journey. And you've got to come back, and you've got to come back on the show again as well.
Yeah, of course.
Oh yeah, this is the last. This isn't the last you've seen of us.
Sorry, guys.
That's like I'll be back.
And do you know what's been nice about having you in the studio? Jonathan and Lee have been so quiet. But to be honest with you, they've been watching something out there, and I mean, I was so intrigued with you. They've been watching the paranormal. I've seen you having a quick look, and I've seen.
Yeah,
I did actually, and I looked at John, didn't I? And I said I definitely heard something, and I did see something white, as if something was by that window, but I'm not sure whether it might have been you, might have been. Yeah, you've been hearing.
Well, the funny thing is I did say when you came into the studio before we started recording, was any of you standing out there? Because, you know, we were thinking, why are you out there? Why don't you just come in the room? Because the door's here. We were thinking, well, maybe they haven't seen the door because they're so interested in looking that way. And when we asked you, nobody was here. And you were saying about your photographer was up here, but that was a long time ago. Yeah,
and that's exactly what I saw, a light, and then I heard something, and you both were looking, and you looked at me, John, and then I said, "Oh, let's have a look."
Yeah,
who's here?
So they are. That's a good end to the night.
That is a very good end to the night.
To see us all.
Yeah. So I'll have a safe journey home anyway, and definitely please keep in touch with us. We ask everybody to keep in touch with us. Yeah. And if you get anything what's really good news or any ghost stories, if you've got any ghost stories, messages and we'll read them out on here and say. But say thank you to your team when you see them as well. I thought they were really nice people.
Fab.
I don't know the names, I'm so sorry. There was the two girls over there, and then there was the photographer with the girl there, and obviously
we'll pass it all on.
We'll pass it all on.
And tell them they're more than welcome to come back.
For sure.
So I'll leave it there, because I am a great talker, as you can tell by my throat disappearing and me coughing and me dying and everything else. But thank you for all three of you for turning up and joining into with the conversation. We appreciate that. Thank you.
Thank you.
So Jonathan, that was the Ghost Bros.
Yeah.
All the way from Shropshire.
I know, brilliant. They were.
I love them. They were great.
Yeah.
We were saying that, you know, the groups we've had in so far and interviewed have been fantastic. Every single one of them.
Really, they've all been just like so nice, welcoming, and friendly.
Yeah. And the good thing is we're making a lot of friends.
Yeah, we are. Yeah.
And the superb, you know.
Yeah. Brilliant.
Very, very warming, very friendly, and it's great.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed that.
Superb, it is.
And Ray, Darren, and Tony were brilliant.
Yeah.
It's like what I like about them, what I like about quite a lot of the groups we've had in. You feel as if you've known them for years.
I know, they sort of they make you feel like you're a part of the group.
Their team, yeah.
Yeah, it is.
And they're
really
always,
nice.
like, you know, and they're very inviting as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, come with us or what, you know.
Yeah.
And we definitely want to. We definitely go and see how they work, and it's great.
Yeah.
But while we're doing this, I'm hoping, to be honest with you, the next 14 to 15 minutes, whatever time we've got left on the show, goes quickly, because what the listeners don't know is, I mean, we're getting on edge. We really are getting on edge. We were talking about it before the interview.
Yeah.
That was nearly an hour ago, because Ghost Bros was that brilliant. We really enjoyed the interview. We just kept it going. Things are happening. we're feeling on edge. We feel as if something's going to happen.
Yeah.
We've heard a few noises.
You certainly have.
You're now talking with me with one headphone on, one headphone off,
It's
or
just
one.
so I can hear what's
yeah.
going on, because I thought he has a whistle.
And if you say run, we run. Oh yeah, you mentioned the whistle, didn't you?
Yeah. Yeah, but I had my headphones on, so I didn't really. That's why I went one on, one off.
The weird thing is the group who was in tonight, we interviewed them.
Yeah.
And we've done a little bit of an investigation with them.
Yeah.
Which will be on, I think it's about 3 weeks' time.
Yeah, it's 3 weeks, yeah.
And when we took them down, I showed them all around the building, didn't I?
Yeah.
Or we did anyway. We took them into a cellar.
We did.
And we turned the lights off to show them how dark it was.
Yeah.
Now, being me, I've never really seen anything, and I'll be honest with you, but that, I've caught things in the corner of my eyes and things like that.
Mm.
But I was talking to Marie today, and I said to Marie, I don't know whether it's my eyes or whether or what, I do not know. I said, but I keep seeing like a figure or figures.
Yeah.
Not like us. But like, when you catch something, you go, what was that?
Yeah.
Like spiritual figures. Right. I'm still thinking about it. I'm still thinking, was it because of me? Was it because of the light? Was it because of this? Was it because of that?
Yeah.
Now, when we went down in that cellar, and we were all there in the dark, I thought, and I'm still thinking about it, I saw someone standing on the stairs for one of them split seconds where you go, sure there was somebody else standing there then. And that's happened to me quite a few times now.
Right, well I can verify your vouch if you want, because I was the last person down. They were all, you all went down.
Yeah.
I was the last one down because I turned the light off, which is actually outside the cellar. Yeah.
And you put your light on your phone.
My light on my phone
and
came down the stairs.
Yeah.
So there was no one else in the building.
No. And I know I saw something. I saw something on the stairs standing there. I'm still trying to get my head around it, whether I've seen it, whether it was a catch of the, when you corner of the eye where you look quickly and, I might have seen one of with their team, caught him, looked, and then, sometimes you look at the light and when you do that, you get another light. Yeah, so I'm trying to think that. But today, me and Marie went out in the car and we were driving along and we were coming up to a crossroad where you turn right.
Yeah.
Okay? We were about to turn right and I'm sure I saw someone standing there and then turn and walk.
Oh, yeah.
But it was not a person. It was like a ghost or a shadow person, or not a shadow person, but like you see a silhouette and it moves. Whether it was a shadow, whether it was the trees blowing and I caught something, I don't know. But this has happened now several times.
Sounds a bit.
Yeah. I will talk to people and I'll get my head around it in the end, but I've not really seen anything like that. I'm not a medium. I'm not, what did he call them? Sensitive. I'm not, I'm quite logic.
You are?
I'm very logic.
For a paranormal investigator, you're very sceptic, aren't you? Really?
Yeah, I try and look for...
You always try and debunk
it and look for logic sections of it,
Yeah.
If I can't, then I think, well, that was interesting, but let me think about it a bit more. I don't go, that was definitely paranormal.
Yeah, that's it, isn't it?
And, it's not bothering me, but it's making me think, why?
Yeah.
Which is, and I'm a thinker like that. I don't know whether it's just my imagination or what. If it is, brilliant, made up, but I mean, I'm still hoping that it wasn't, and that I am seeing things. But I've got to sit on the fence with it.
Yeah, still sit on the fence with it until you got absolute proof.
And if anybody out there has got answers for me or can explain anything to me, let me know. You can catch us on our Facebook page of Access Paranormal Radio Podcast.
Yeah.
Same on the Twitter, same name, Access Paranormal Radio Podcast.
Yeah.
Or you can email us at, go on Jonathan, it's behind you.
info.accessparanormal@gmail.com.
And you can also ring us if you've got a story or if you've got an answer for me for what's happening to me or anything else. If you want to come on the show, if you've got a story you want to experience or anything like that, give us a ring on 07828 201056. That's 07828 201056. Feel free to, there is an answering machine.
Yeah.
Just leave your name and number, and if you want to, you can leave the explanation of what it is, and that would be fantastic.
Yeah,
we would appreciate that.
And we, believe it or not, as well, but also on TikTok now, Jamie.
Oh, you've set a TikTok up, haven't you?
Set a TikTok up. We're not following anyone or nothing yet. It's just
only just done it.
It's literally just been set up.
Mm-hmm.
So you can get us on there, and it's Access Paranormal Radio Podcast.
And
no, it's actually not. It's Access Paranormal.
That's all.
Yeah.
Couldn't
fit the whole thing in.
So it's Access Paranormal.
Yeah.
Not Access Paranormal. Yeah.
No. Access Paranormal.
It's out there now.
There was too many letters.
I know.
I struggled with that one.
I know. That's why I've done that on purpose to wind you up. But do you know what? We're more relaxed now than what we were before.
Yeah.
But I'm still waiting for something to happen.
I'm still waiting for that next whatever it's going to be.
Hopefully nothing will happen because, we're not far from the end of the show anyway.
No, but I've just realised one thing we've got to do.
What's that?
And that's to lock the other cellar up.
I'm not coming with you. You're on the committee now, Jonathan. You're dealing with it.
Yeah.
Listen, there's nothing in here what'll harm us.
I'll wait outside, yeah.
Yeah, that's all right. I'll wait with you. We'll go together.
Yeah,
I'll be right behind you.
Don't worry. If there's no show next week, you know why.
Yeah, we're here again next week. Don't you worry about it.
That's it. Yeah.
When are we not here?
I know.
They're probably coming and fed up and looking at us and saying, "Come on, lads, out."
I know they're probably going, "It's your time, give us a break."
It's like 4:00 in the morning. We want to rest. We've had a gang of paranormal investigators in here, and you're still here.
And you're still here. Yeah, we're still here. We're still here. So you're going to come and say hello, or you're going to say goodbye.
Seriously? After what's just been happening, and you're asking them to come, you're inviting them. Are you serious?
Well,
if there's anybody out there who'd like to become my new co-host, please call me on. Yeah.
Do you know what, though?
Yeah, a
bit more relaxed now, to be fair.
It is. You're still expecting something because of what's happened, but it has the atmosphere's changed again. It's got a lot more.
Really on edge I was.
Yeah, you really even made me go down and shut the cellar door.
I did, because that bell, it wasn't the one on deck.
No.
And the only other one that works is in the cellar. So it had to be that one.
Who knows? Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. And changing the subject, next week's show is our first anniversary of the actual Access Paranormal Radio Podcast. And apologies, James Anthony's going to join us.
Yeah.
Hopefully Marie's going to join us.
Yeah.
And we're going to celebrate the first year.
Be good.
It will be. I mean, we might record a little mini invest with the four of us because it's the year one.
Yeah.
We'll talk about the funny side of the things which we've done wrong, or mainly me, but mainly, I'm
going to say no more. Mute.
Yeah.
You'll find out
you
more
can explain
next
that next week, can't you? So yeah, we're going to have a good time next week, and then it's the beginning of the second year.
It certainly is.
I really can't believe how quick this one's gone.
I know it's just flown over, hasn't it? Really has flown over.
I was saying to you a few weeks ago, we've got about another 6 months. We've been here a year, but it's just gone like that.
Isn't it?
Yeah,
it's crazy.
It'd be nice if we could get Lee Arnold in next week as well.
I know, yeah.
Yeah,
if we were all here,
let's have a really good talk.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah,
it would be really good. That
it would. I'd enjoy that.
Yeah, because it'd be interesting.
To get the people who have been part of this,
and a lot of energy.
Yeah, I don't know.
Of energy.
Probably all be shattered, but it'll still be good fun.
It will be really good.
Yeah, I'll have to introduce James to the team so he knows, because last time he only knew Lee, didn't he? He thought his name was Lee.
Yeah. That was funny.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I think we'll have a good laugh next week.
Yeah, it'll be a good one.
You know what's going to happen, don't you? It'll only be just me and you, and the others will all make excuses for not being here.
I know. No, we'll get them in. James is going to be here anyway.
Yeah. So yeah, he's a great entertainer, James. I'm looking forward to having him on. We had him on the first time because we actually started the show in his room, but we'll leave that for next week to talk about. Yeah. He's got funny things to tell you about me. Again.
Always comes down to you, doesn't it, Jamie?
I know, yeah. But it'll be good. Yeah.
It will. It'll be fun.
And the week after, we've got an interview for them. We won't say who, but that's a great interview.
Do we have an interview next week?
No. We're just going to have some fun next week. We're going to have a great talk.
Yeah.
And talk about things like that. Well, obviously we'll talk about subjects. We'll have little serious sections in it.
Yeah.
But no, I'm not going to put any interviews on.
Aren't we?
Yeah, we're not going to put any interviews on next week.
No. Looking back over the year.
Yeah. We shouldn't have told anybody that. They probably won't listen. They go, "Oh, do we really need to listen to Jonathan and Jamie?"
It's not just going to be us. Don't panic.
Yeah. Everybody else will talk. Don't worry, James Anthony's here. He'll do a lot of talking for us. Won't you, James?
We won't get a word in.
Yeah. Well, we've had a good word in tonight, and guess what? It's come to that time of the night now where we've got to say good night to everybody.
I know.
And I hope you've enjoyed the show. I hope you enjoyed the invest, which we did. And we'd also hope that you enjoyed the Ghost Bros. And we'd like to thank again Ray, Darren and Tony for coming into the studio and giving us their time to let us know about them. So until next week, we hope you come and join us on our first year's celebration. Stay safe, and we'll see you all same time next week. Good night.
Good night.